My beloved, you who still breathe, even when the weight inside your chest feels like a silence pressing against your ribs. You who have walked through places where the light seemed to betray you, and the voices around you only echoed more questions than answers. You who have been broken quietly and rebuilt secretly, layered not by strength alone, but by the mercy that I never once withheld from you. Come near now, and listen, because I have waited for this moment with longing. You have walked far, it's true, and though some days felt like exile and others like endless wilderness, none of it was wasted, and none of it unseen. There were times when you mistook my stillness for absence, when your heart began to question whether I still had use for you, whether your mistakes had disqualified you, whether the detour had become your destiny. But I tell you now, and I tell you with the same breath that spoke the stars into place, I have not changed my mind about you. I want to speak not just to your ears, but to the places in you that were closed by disappointment, the places where you buried pieces of your calling because the pain of hope seemed too heavy to carry. Let me pull back the curtain of confusion, for what felt like delay was actually the deep work of my hand. While you cried out asking why the door had not yet opened, I was laying a foundation underneath you that no man could see. While you grieved over missed chances, I was weaving something eternal within your soul. You were not forgotten, you were hidden. And I do not hide what I do not plan to reveal. I hide what I treasure. I hide what I intend to protect. And you, my precious one, have been treasured even in the moments when you felt discarded. This season you're emerging from, it did not destroy you. Even though at times you felt like it might, it did not erase you. Though many days you wondered if you had vanished from the pages of my story, you were never lost to me. You were in preparation. I have walked with you through fire not to burn you, but to purify what I intend to breathe upon. And I have walked with you through the silence, not to punish you, but to make you sensitive to the slightest whisper of my presence. You are not the same person who entered this valley. There is a weight of glory forming in you that others may never understand. But I do, and I placed it there. The ache in your soul is not a sign of absence, but a symptom of awakening. You are not failing. You are being formed. Even your questions have been sacred to me. I am not offended by your wondering. I am near to the honest. I am near to the raw. I am near to those who bleed and still reach for me. And you have reached, even in your exhaustion. That is worship to me. That is faith, even if you didn't feel like it was. You see, the world often celebrates the ones who shine quickly, who rise with ease, who speak loudly. But I, the Lord your God, delight in the ones who are faithful when no one sees, who remain when everything in them wants to run, who trust me not because the outcome is clear, but because their hearts know my character even in the dark. You are one of those. You have endured not because you are strong, but because I have upheld you. You have not given up, because I've held your breath in my hands, and with every beat of your heart, I've been whispering, "Stay." And you did. Now I say to you, you have not missed it. You have not ruined it. You are not behind. Still you, yes you, I want to use. Not the version of you that is polished or perfect or proud, but the you that has learned to weep in secret and still worship. The you who has wrestled with doubt, but refused to walk away. The you who wakes up even when weary and chooses to believe that somehow, even this will be redeemed. I am not looking for performance. I am looking for surrender, and I see it in you. What you call weakness, I call access. What you call failure, I call a doorway to grace. What you call delay, I call divine alignment. You have not been disqualified. You have been chosen for depths that require seasons of silence. You have been prepared in shadows so that when my light rises upon you, your roots will hold firm. You will not be shaken. Not because of your strength, but because of what I have established in you. And I am not finished. You thought it was over, but I say it's just beginning. I have preserved your voice, your story, your tears, for such a time as this. And now I'm stirring the waters again. Now I'm awakening the oil in you. Now I'm calling your spirit to rise. So come close again, not in fear, not in shame, but in holy recognition. You are mine, and I, who began a good work in you, will complete it. This journey is not ending. It is unfolding, and the most beautiful part is that it is still you I want to use. My child, if only you could see yourself the way I have always seen you, not through the lens of what you have done or failed to do, not filtered by the opinions of others or the fog of shame, not by the standards the world has placed upon your shoulders, nor by the timelines that press against your chest. I see you through eternity. I see you through the truth of who you are to me. I see you through the eyes of the one who formed you in the quiet places of my heart, before time carried your name across the earth. I see you as mine, fully, deeply, forever mine. I do not look at you in pieces. I do not divide your worth between your victories and your failures. I see your wholeness, even while you are still in process. I see your becoming, and I am not impatient with your unfolding. You believe you have disappointed me. You believe you've wandered too far, waited too long, been too inconsistent, too unsure, too fractured to carry what I've spoken over you. But I never needed your perfection, only your permission. And even when you didn't feel ready to give it, even when you pulled back in fear, even then, I loved you just the same. You are not behind. You are not late. The timing you question has always been in my hands. And though your heart may feel heavy with the weight of what hasn't happened yet, let me tell you something you've forgotten in the noise. You are enough, because I am in you. I chose you not because of what you could do, but because of who I created you to be. You are my image bearer. You reflect pieces of me that no one else on earth can carry in the same way. There are parts of my heart that I placed uniquely inside of you. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a reflection of my gentleness. Your restlessness is not a curse. It is the echo of eternity I planted inside your spirit. Your deep longing for meaning is not brokenness. It is alignment with the very breath I gave you. You are not too much for me. You are not enough. You are exactly who I intended, still being shaped, yes, but never forsaken. I have not overlooked you, my child. I have not abandoned you in the waiting room of your calling. I am the one who wrote the days of your life before you ever lived them, and I have not lost track of your journey. Every place you thought I was absent, I was there, closer than the very air in your lungs. I know you. I don't just know your name. I know your patterns, your thoughts, your sighs. I know the places where you smile on the outside, but ache on the inside. I know the dreams you're afraid to speak aloud. I know the prayers you've stopped praying because hope felt too risky. I know you, and still, I want you. Come back to me, not in performance, not in striving, but in softness. I do not demand that you arrive perfect. I ask only that you return open. I am here, not standing at a distance with arms crossed, but kneeling at the edge of your world with arms wide. I never left you, and I never will. You don't need to fix everything before you come. Come with the mess. Come with the questions. Come with the doubts. Come with the tears. Just come. Because this is not about your ability to climb up to me. This is about me coming down to you again and again, because my love does not grow tired. You are not chasing me. I am the one who has been chasing your heart since the beginning. You ask, why me? And I answer, because I see what others cannot, because I know what I placed inside of you, because you belong to me, and there is still a purpose breathing inside your bones. Do not count yourself out. Do not speak death over what I am still writing. The story is not over, even if the page feels blank. I am still the author, and I am not done. I have watched every hidden moment, every act of quiet obedience, every small yes when no one else noticed. You think your faith is weak, but I call it beautiful. You think your trust is fragile, but I call it sacred. I'm not asking you to impress me. I'm asking you to trust that I'm still here, still writing, still redeeming, still choosing you. Let me speak this clearly to your heart. I'm proud of you. Yes, proud. Not because you have it all together, but because you've kept coming back to me, even when your hands were trembling. That matters to me more than you know. And I am inviting you to walk closer now, not with fear of failure, but with freedom. I am not looking for perfection. I am looking for presence. I am not asking for a flawless offering. I'm asking for your honest one. Bring me your heart. That's where this all begins again. So now, even in this moment, I whisper, return to me. Let my voice be louder than the one that says you've missed it. Let my love interrupt the noise. Let my presence fill the spaces that once echoed with doubt. You're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're not too late. Still you, I want to use. Because still you, I love. My child, I know the pain has been relentless. It came not in a single storm, but in waves, some loud, some silent, some invisible even to those closest to you. It reached places in you that you didn't even know existed. And in some seasons, it felt like it wouldn't stop. I watched the way your soul curled inward during the nights when hope slipped through your fingers. I watched the way you showed up with a smile on your face, but questions buried in your chest. I heard the why that never left your lips but echoed in your thoughts. And today, I speak to that very ache, not to dismiss it, not to cover it with empty words, but to reveal what you could not yet see. Your pain was not punishment, it was preparation. Pain is not my language of rejection. It is the ground in which I sow transformation. I do not delight in your suffering, but I will never allow it to be wasted. For every tear you've cried, I've held in the palm of my hand. Not one has fallen into emptiness. You see, there are places in your soul that only fire can awaken, and there are depths in your spirit that only brokenness can reach. The truth is, some things can only be formed in the dark. That pain you hate so deeply, it became the womb of something eternal. And while you only saw the breaking, I was watching the becoming. Do you remember when Joseph was thrown into a pit, forgotten in a prison, betrayed by those closest to him? The pain was not the evidence of my absence. It was the evidence of my process. In those hidden places, I was shaping the kind of strength that could carry nations. I was forming a heart that could steward favor without pride. And in you, I have been doing the same. Every lonely night, every disappointment, every delay, it was not the enemy having the final word. It was me allowing you to grow in silence so your roots would hold when the winds of visibility came. I've been forging in you something stronger than talent, louder than charisma. I've been forging character, and character is what sustains calling. I know there were moments when you thought the pain had changed you permanently, that it made you colder, harder, more distant from the version of yourself that once believed easily. But let me reveal a mystery to your heart now. Pain didn't kill your faith, it purified it. It peeled away the parts of you that trusted in outcomes and led you to trust in me. What survived the fire is what's real. What made it through the night is what will remain. And I say this with full authority. The pain tried to bury you, but it only planted you deeper in me. Even the delays, the no's, the losses, they were not cruelty. They were the kindness of a father who sees beyond the moment. You prayed for doors to open, and I closed them. Not because I wanted to deny you, but because I wanted to protect you. You thought you were ready, but I knew the weight would crush you without the roots. So I hid you. I covered you. I allowed some things to fall apart. Not because I wasn't listening, but because I was loving you deeply. What you saw as abandonment, I was using as alignment. There are lessons the mountaintop cannot teach. But in the valley, there you learned to listen. There you learned to stay when you had every reason to run. There you learned to pray without the need for answers. There, you stopped performing and started becoming. And now you carry something that can't be taught by comfort. You carry authenticity. You carry empathy. You carry authority born of experience. You carry oil that only flows from crushing. I know you've wanted the pain to end. I know you've asked me to take it away more times than you can count. And I've heard every cry. But what if I told you that I was using this very pain to awaken a fire in you that comfort could never produce? What if I told you that you are now more like me than you've ever been? Because you've known rejection and still chosen to love. You've tasted loss and still chosen to trust. You've walked through darkness and still lifted your eyes. That, my child, that is holy. That is worship. That is the kind of life that changes atmospheres. Let me say this clearly. You are not a victim of your story. You are a vessel through which I will rewrite the ending. Your scars are not shameful. They are sacred. They tell the truth of survival, of surrender, of resurrection. Just like the scars my son carried in his hands. Evidence of pain, yes, but also of power. Power to rise. Power to redeem. Power to say, I've been there too. You're not weak because you've been broken. You're powerful because you chose to rise. You're not unworthy because you carry questions. You're worthy because you're mine, and still you, I want to use. Not in spite of your pain, but through it. Your story is not the disqualifier. It is the very bridge I will walk across to reach others who have given up hope. You will speak from a place the proud cannot reach. You will love from a place the untouched cannot understand. You will carry glory in the cracks of your humanity. And that, my beloved, is what makes you usable in my hands. So grieve what you lost, yes, but do not mourn as one without hope. For what you lost cannot compare to what I'm about to restore. The pain has passed through my hands, and I have turned it into purpose. You are not just surviving, you're being anointed. And I have not brought you this far just to leave you here. No, I am just beginning. Now listen closely, beloved, for the time of unveiling is near. The ground beneath your life has not been still. Though you have not seen it move, it has trembled at my command. Though you have heard no sound, heaven has been in motion for your sake. I have been building in silence. I have been aligning things that were scattered, softening hearts that were hardened, opening doors that once were sealed shut, not just around you, but within you. You have felt the pressure without perceiving the purpose, but I now declare to you, the shift has already begun. What was hidden is being called to the surface. What was buried is being summoned by my breath. And what I promised you in the dark is about to rise into the light. Do not be surprised if things begin to move quickly. Where once there was delay, there shall now be divine acceleration. What seemed stuck will suddenly become fluid. What felt impossible will be made simple. Not because of your effort, but because my hand is now moving visibly on your behalf. The shaking was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to awaken you to what I was preparing. And now, my child, you will begin to see what your spirit has been sensing all along. I have not forgotten what I whispered to you in the secret place. My words do not expire. My promises do not fade. What I spoke over you still stands. There are people being sent to find you. Those who carry answers, keys, opportunities, confirmations. They are being stirred even now by my spirit, not because you asked, but because I have ordered it. There will be divine connections that make no sense to logic, but will echo with the sound of heaven. Pay attention to what appears random, for I will hide my fingerprints in the details. That person you pass by, that message that comes unexpectedly, that door you never considered. All of these will be signs, and when they come, you will feel it in your spirit. A resonance, a stillness, a yes so deep it silences the noise. I'm calling some things to return to you, not only new things, but things that once felt lost. There are promises that seemed forgotten, relationships that seemed closed, dreams that you quietly mourned. Watch me bring life to what you buried. Watch me cause reconciliation to spring from dry ground. Watch me cause resources to come from unlikely places. I do not play with your hope. I fulfill it. Not on your timeline, but always in the fullness of mine. And I say to you now, this is a season of fulfillment. This is a season where you will look back and say, only God could have done this. You will begin to notice strange clarity. Decisions that once brought anxiety will suddenly feel simple. Paths that once felt closed will unfold before you like waves pulled back by my hand. I am removing confusion. I am replacing it with discernment. You will hear me more clearly, not because I am speaking louder, but because your ears have been tuned by the quiet. What once felt like chaos will now become clarity. The fog is lifting, not only around you, but inside of you. My child, I'm not just moving in your circumstances. I'm awakening your awareness. I'm giving you new eyes. You will see beyond the surface. You will sense atmospheres before words are spoken. You will know what is me and what is not. And you will no longer doubt your ability to hear me. I have been training your senses in the dark so that now, in the unfolding light, you will walk with confidence, not arrogance, not performance, but steady, quiet, spirit-filled confidence. You are not who you were when this began. You are becoming a vessel of recognition. You will recognize my presence, my timing, my leading, and my voice. Even the earth is groaning for the revealing of what I have placed inside of you. Creation itself is aligned with your emergence. There is a weight of glory resting on your life, and though you have tried to shrink, to hide, to delay, I now call you forward. No more running, no more dimming. I will make it impossible for you to remain hidden because my purpose will not remain silent in you. You were not born to be buried in fear. You were born to burn with my presence and carry my words into dry places. And yes, you will feel the tension. Promises do not come without pressure. But now you will know the difference between pressure that crushes and pressure that births. This is the weight of becoming. This is the holy ache of divine manifestation. And you will not walk it alone. I go before you. I stand beside you. I surround you with my spirit like a fortress of fire. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into fulfillment. Step boldly. Speak when I give you words. Move when I give you instruction. Trust even when it seems too fast. I will not lead you where my grace cannot carry you. Do not fear the changes. Do not mourn. what I prune. What leaves was never meant to remain. What stays will carry weight. What comes will be an answer. And what breaks will break only to be rebuilt stronger. I do not remove without purpose. I do not shift without strategy. You are being restructured for glory. You are being reformed for impact. And I, who never lie, tell you now, the promise is alive. It is not over. It is beginning. So lift your head, watch the signs. Listen to your spirit. I am moving. And still you, I want to use, not someday, not later, but now. Now that I have spoken, you must learn to walk, not just with the knowledge of what I've said, but with the weight of knowing it was I who spoke. Faith is not a feeling, my child. It is a posture. It is not loud. It is not always confident. Often it is quiet, trembling, unseen, but it moves, it breathes, it decides. And that is what I ask of you now. Not more emotion, not more striving, but movement. Deliberate, simple movement in the direction of what you heard in your spirit when everything else told you to stay still. You ask me, how do I walk this out? And I answer with the gentle but unshakable invitation, with discipline, with stillness, with trust, and with repetition. Start with your morning. The first breath you take is already a sign that I'm with you. Don't reach first for your distractions. Reach for me. Before you check what the world says, listen for what I'm whispering. I'm not hidden from you. I'm near. Begin your day with silence. 5 minutes, 10. However long you can give. Let it become sacred. Let your room become the altar again. I do not need long prayers. I need your honest heart. Just say my name. Just breathe deeply and remember, I am here. I want you to return to the Word, not as a duty, but as food, not to perform, but to perceive. Let my voice become the lens through which you see again. Read slowly. Let my spirit highlight what is for you. Don't rush to finish chapters. Listen for the word that stops you, that pulls something in your soul upward. That's me. I'm not in the performance. I'm in the presence. It is there, in that quiet space of Scripture, that I will begin to train your ears to my tone. You will learn my patterns. You will recognize the difference between conviction and condemnation, between my leading and your logic. You will learn to discern. And as your inner life grows, your outer choices must respond. I will begin to highlight things you've tolerated that can no longer remain. I will gently point to relationships that drain your purpose, environments that dull your sensitivity, habits that feed your fear. Don't resist my correction. It is love, not rejection. Holiness is not about pressure. It is about alignment. I want you aligned, not because I'm controlling, but because I'm protecting something precious inside of you. You've asked for influence, for impact, for expansion, but your soul must first be prepared to hold what I'm about to pour, and that happens in your daily decisions. You will need to get comfortable with obedience that doesn't come with applause. Much of what I ask you to do will look small to others. That is by design. Obedience in the secret place is what sustains authority in the public place. When I ask you to call someone, do it. When I tell you to give, even when it stretches you, obey. When I say wait, don't rush. When I say speak, don't shrink. I'm forming in you a lifestyle of listening, not just on Sundays, not just in worship, but in the mundane moments, in your driving, your working, your walking, your resting. Every ordinary space is a canvas for holy interaction. This walk will cost you, yes, but it will also anchor you, because now, more than ever, I need my people to walk with weight, not with noise, not with show, but with substance. You are not just being called to believe, You are being called to become. And becoming will require rhythm. Find the rhythm of heaven again. Turn down the volume of the world. There are too many voices trying to shape your reality. I want mine to be the loudest in the room of your soul. Worship, not just as music, but as attention, as surrender, as rhythm. Let your days be saturated with moments where you pause and remember who you belong to. I dwell not just in buildings, I dwell in yielded hearts. Let your lifestyle become a living altar, not just holy in appearance, but holy in presence. I want to walk with you in the small things again. You do not need to fix everything in a day. I am not measuring your pace. I'm watching your posture. A heart that says yes to me daily is a heart I can entrust with more. Even when you fall, return quickly. Do not let shame delay your restoration. Your repentance is powerful, not because it proves your guilt, but because it gives me access. And when you confess, I cover. When you return, I restore. That is who I am. Faithful, even when you are unsure. Grace was never meant to be a concept. It is your daily breath. Walk in it. Breathe it in. Extend it to others. Begin to speak differently. Speak as one who knows my voice. Let your words carry life, not because they are perfect, but because they are anchored in me. Declare what I've promised, even before you see it. That's how faith speaks. It speaks forward. Stop rehearsing fear. Stop repeating what the enemy has said over you. Begin to speak in alignment with what I've spoken. I am chosen. I am covered. I am called. I am still usable in the hands of God. Let your language shift, and your life will follow. I am calling you to a new rhythm, not a race, not a frenzy, but a steady walk with me. You will not burn out when you walk by my pace, and no matter how much I call you to do, you will do it from rest, not for approval. The goal is not performance. The goal is presence. And that, beloved, is where you will find your strength. One step at a time. One day at a time. One yes at a time. You don't need to know it all. You just need to know I'm with you. And if you keep walking with me, you will walk straight into every promise I've ever spoken. Because still you, I want to use. My precious one, it's time you remember who you are. Not who they said you were. Not who the pain tried to make you. Not who the silence convinced you to become. But who you were when you first heard me call your name. Before the disappointments, before the striving, before the weariness set in, there was something pure in you, something burning, something childlike. I placed it there. And though the battles have tried to harden you, though the lies have tried to cover it, that flame has not gone out. I protected it. I kept it. And now I am breathing on it again. Let me remind you, you are not your trauma. You are not your shame. You are not your season of confusion. You are not your failure. You are not your silence. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too inconsistent. You are mine, entirely mine, fully known, fully loved, fully claimed. I have never confused your identity with your condition. I have never looked at your lowest moment and changed my mind about your value. In fact, I was nearest to you there. And even when you forgot me, I never once let go of you. You carry my image. You reflect my heart in a way that is unique, irreplaceable, and holy. You are not called to copy the path of others. You are called to walk in a lane only your feet can carry. And yes, your path has included detours and valleys and shadows, but do not let your surroundings determine your definition. I am your definition. I am your origin. I am your mirror. And I see glory in you, not the kind that shouts, the kind that survives, the kind that weeps and still says yes, the kind that breaks and still lifts its eyes, the kind that stays faithful when it would be easier to flee. That kind of glory is not loud, but it shakes the darkness. You think I've been silent, but I've been singing over you. You think I've been distant, but I've been closer than your breath. You think I've been disappointed, but I've been delighted, even in your struggle. What I planted in you is still alive, and the enemy fears what you will become when you finally believe that. That is why he fought your mind. That is why he sent confusion. That is why he twisted your memory and used your weakness against you. But today, I break the voice of accusation. Today, I silence the voice that told you you're unworthy. Today, I remove the labels that never came from me. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not discarded. You are destined. You are not overlooked. You are anointed. I don't just tolerate you, I treasure you. I don't just use you, I know you. I don't just love you. I designed you with intention. There are fingerprints of heaven all over your soul, and I still see the parts of you that you thought were lost. Your sensitivity is not a curse. It is a gift. Your longing is not weakness. It is evidence of eternity alive inside you. Your tears were not wasted. They were seeds, and they are now beginning to bloom. Let me tell you something that will sound simple, but carry the weight of heaven. You are enough in me. Right now, before you accomplish more, before you get it all right, before the promise fully manifests. You are enough. Because I don't measure you by your performance, I cover you with my righteousness. You don't have to earn the right to be used. You just have to believe that I choose to use you still, even with the flaws, even with the questions, even with the limp you now walk with after wrestling through your nights. That limp does not disqualify you. It proves that you've encountered me. It proves that you refuse to let go. It proves that there's still fire in your bones. I want you to walk with your head lifted again, not in pride, but in holy confidence, not in arrogance, but in truth. I want you to recognize the authority that comes not from titles, but from intimacy. I want you to carry the awareness that you belong. You belong in the room. You belong in the conversation. You belong in the calling. You belong in the promise. You belong in my presence. And I have never once regretted placing my hand on you. Never. Not even on your worst day. Not even when you doubted everything. My love is not fragile. My choosing is not random. I saw every step of your story before it began, and I still said yes. So rise, not as someone trying to become worthy, but as someone awakening to what has always been true. You are chosen. You are loved. You are seen. You are mine. And you are not too late. What I've placed in you is not expired. It is not outdated. It is not too small. The world needs what I've hidden in you. There is a sound in you that must be heard. There is a word in you that will break chains. There is a presence on you that will shift atmospheres. But first, you must see yourself the way I see you. Look in the mirror and speak as I speak. I am not my past. I am not my fear. I am not invisible. I am called. I am free. I am clean. I am chosen. I am still usable in the hands of God. You will not walk in the shame of your yesterday. You will walk in the boldness of my spirit. You will not shrink. You will not apologize for being redeemed. You will not disqualify yourself from what I have qualified you for. Because still, you, I want to use. Not the pretend version, not the fixed version. The real you, the healing you, the whole yet healing you. And that is more than enough. Now listen with your spirit, my child, for I will not only comfort you, I will train you. You are not being invited into emotion alone, but into formation. You are being shaped not merely to feel my presence, but to carry it, to steward it, to walk in step with it. And to do that, there must be rhythm. There must be structure. There must be room carved out for my voice, daily, intentionally, sacrificially. This next season requires more than inspiration. It requires discipline, born of devotion. I want you to begin building your days around me, not trying to fit me into the corners of your schedule. Give me your mornings, not out of guilt, but out of hunger. When you wake, don't run to the noise. Run to the stillness. Before the weight of the world presses in, let my word be the first thing that touches your heart. You don't need to read much. Let a single verse become your anchor. Sit with it. Repeat it aloud. Let it echo through your soul until it shifts your inner atmosphere. You will be surprised how my voice will rise within even the smallest whisper of Scripture. Do not treat the Bible as a religious task. It is your inheritance. It is not a textbook to master, but a table where I feed you. Approach it slowly. Pray before you open it. Holy Spirit, breathe life into this word. Speak directly to me. You will find that I have hidden pieces of myself in every page. You will feel me in the tension of David's cries, in the courage of Esther's silence, in the weariness of Elijah's cave, in the restoration of Peter's shame. My story is your story, and when you read with your heart open, the ancient becomes intimate. Your prayer life must also change. It must move from performance into presence. Stop measuring your prayers by how long they are. Instead, let them be real. Let them be raw. I don't need poetry. I need honesty. I would rather have 1 minute of your heart than 1 hour of empty repetition. Talk to me as you are. Pour out your thoughts like oil. Pause and let me respond. Prayer is not a monologue. It is a conversation. And I have things to say. Things specific to you. Answers, warnings, whispers of timing, strategy, peace. Create a place again. It doesn't need to be fancy. A chair, a quiet corner, a journal, a soft light in the morning. I want to meet you there daily, not as a task, but as a holy rendezvous. If you build the habit, I will fill it with glory. My presence will begin to mark that space. Your spirit will begin to long for it. And soon, what began as discipline will become desire. You must also guard your atmosphere. Protect what feeds your spirit, what you listen to, what you watch, what you scroll through. It all matters. It's not legalism, it's wisdom. Not because I'm trying to restrict your life, but because I'm trying to preserve your flame. You cannot carry fire and constantly expose yourself to water. What you entertain will either sharpen or dull your discernment. Begin to fast from distractions. Set boundaries with your time. Learn the sacred art of saying no to what looks good, so you can say yes to what's God. Surround yourself with people who make you burn brighter. You need voices that don't just agree with your feelings, but align with your future. Ask me to bring the right people into your life, those who intercede, who challenge, who stir your spirit and protect your purpose. Fellowship is not optional. It is spiritual survival. Where 2 or more are gathered in my name, I come with presence. Find them. Pray with them. Confess with them. Grow with them. And yes, I call you to fast. Not only food. Fast what has your heart. Fast what has stolen your attention. Fast entertainment, noise, self-glorification, worry. Let fasting be your declaration. I want you more. I do not demand suffering. I desire surrender. Even a day given to me in hunger will become a door of revelation. I reward those who seek me in secret. Listen now, because this is crucial. Do not despise the slow days, the days when you feel nothing, when heaven feels quiet, when your spirit feels dry. These are often the days I build the most. Obedience without feeling is the furnace of maturity. When you show up anyway, when you pray anyway, when you open the Word anyway, there I pour oil. Not the oil of inspiration, but the oil of consistency. And consistency builds capacity. If you remain in me, through the slow days you will overflow in the sudden ones. Also, do not wait for perfection before you speak. Begin to declare what you believe, even if your voice shakes. Begin to write what I've been whispering. Begin to intercede for others, even while you're still healing. Your obedience unlocks atmosphere for someone else. This is how my kingdom works. Your small yes becomes someone else's breakthrough. Finally, I say this with all urgency and love. Stay watchful, not anxious. Watchful, be sensitive to my nudges. If I wake you in the night, pause. I may want to speak. If I bring someone's face to your mind, intercede. If I close a door abruptly, trust me. If I stir a restlessness in your spirit, don't dismiss it. I am training you to recognize the rhythm of my breath. And those who walk by my spirit will always walk in power, even if no one else sees. This is your training ground. These habits are not rules, they are roots. I'm not trying to make you religious, I'm making you resilient. So when the storms come, when the doors open, when the visibility increases, you will not be shaken. You will not be lost in noise. You will be grounded in May. And all of it, every sacrifice, every quiet morning, every yes that no one saw, it will rise like incense before me. And I will pour out my glory through a vessel I know I can trust. Because still you, I want to use. Now hear me, child of my heart, for this is not a distant promise. This is a present word. This is not for one day. This is for now. I am stepping into your timeline with intention. I am invading your ordinary with divine appointment. What I am about to do will interrupt cycles that have lasted for years. The patterns that once defined you will break. The heaviness that has lingered will lift. The silence that seemed eternal will shatter with the sound of my voice. For I, the Lord your God, am moving swiftly, and my hand is not weak to perform what I have spoken. I declare over you, the shift has already begun. You are not approaching breakthrough, you are in the early hours of it. You are standing on the soil of fulfillment, even if your eyes have not caught up to your spirit. Do not be confused by what you see. What is visible now may still appear broken, but beneath the surface I have already released what was withheld. The river is flowing. The veil is tearing. The time is ripe. And I am about to make visible what has been concealed. You will begin to feel the difference. The weight you carried will not cling to you the same way. The fear you entertained will begin to feel foreign. The doubt that once spoke loudly will lose its volume. My spirit is rising in you like a fire, and what once paralyzed you will now provoke you to movement. I am shaking the foundations, not to destroy you, but to reset you. This is the beginning of a new rhythm, a new clarity, a new authority. Not borrowed, not imitated, but authentic. Born of your process and marked by my fire. I am calling you into places you once believed were closed. Doors that did not respond before will now open, not because you changed, but because I have gone ahead of you. You are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into a prepared place. My hand has touched people you have never met. Conversations are being orchestrated in rooms you have not entered. Provision is being stirred in streams you have not yet seen. And when it comes, you will not have to strive for it. You will step into it with peace, because you will know, this is the Lord's doing. There are even things you didn't ask for that I am about to release. You thought I forgot. You let them go quietly, for the sake of survival. But I have not forgotten. The seeds you sowed in silence. The forgiveness, the faithfulness, the obedience when it was hard. Those seeds have reached full term. You are about to harvest in places where you didn't even know a garden was growing. This is divine repayment. I have seen your labor. I have seen your secret sacrifices, and I will not let them go unnoticed. Watch as I restore years, not just moments, years. What was lost to confusion, I will restore with clarity. What was stolen by fear, I will repay with boldness. What was blocked by delay, I will now redeem with acceleration. I'm not giving you back what you had. I'm giving you what I always intended, untouched by compromise. You will not settle. You will not shrink. You will not return to what I called you out of. The wilderness is behind you. The fire did not consume you, and now the glory will rest on you. But do not move forward without listening, for I will begin to speak with greater urgency. My voice will cut through noise. I will warn. I will guide. I will affirm. You will dream again, but this time with detail. You will hear me again, but this time with instruction. You will feel me closer, not because I've changed position, but because you've changed posture. Your sensitivity is returning. Your discernment is sharpening. Your spirit is awakening. You're not who you were in the last season, and that is the greatest sign that you're ready for what's next. You will be tempted to explain, to announce, to prove. But hear me. You do not need to prove what I have appointed. Let your fruit speak. Let your presence carry weight. Let your silence carry authority. What I'm doing in you will be undeniable. The same people who misjudged your stillness will witness your rising, and they will know it was not your strength, it was mine. I will vindicate you with evidence, not with pride, not with noise, but with my hand moving undeniably through you. And to your heart, the one still trembling with questions, I say this: you are ready, not perfect, not polished, not without fear, but ready. Because readiness in my kingdom is not based on your ability, it is based on your availability. And you, my child, are available. You said yes, even through the shaking. You stayed, even through the silence. You believed, even through the breaking. And now, I declare, this is the moment where the unseen becomes seen, where the hidden becomes the herald, where the waiting becomes the walking. This is not just a word, it is activation. Speak what I have told you. Write what I have shown you. Move when I tell you. Do not wait for confirmation from men. I am your confirmation. Do not delay when you feel the stirring. I'm not only speaking, I'm breathing, moving, unlocking, appointing, sending. And yes, I'm sending you. Not just to go, but to carry light into dark spaces, to carry peace into chaos, to carry the oil of presence into places dry from religion and performance. You will not do it alone. I will go before you. My spirit will rest upon you, and I will confirm my word with signs that follow. This is your now, not your next, not your someday, not your after the breakthrough. This is the moment I declare over you. Arise, step in, speak boldly, walk freely, take territory, possess the land. I am with you, I'm for you, I'm breathing through you. Because still you, yes, still you I want to use. Now, my beloved, be still, breathe. Let everything around you fall silent and come into the sanctuary of this moment. I am here, not as a memory, not as a concept, not as a distant theology, but as spirit, as fire, as breath entering your lungs again. I am here, closer than your next heartbeat, closer than your next thought. I am not coming. I have already arrived. This is the place where I rest, not in temples made by hands, but in the broken, the yielded, the open. I dwell in you. Let me come deeper now. Let me touch what no one else has touched. That wound you've hidden beneath strength. That fear you covered with survival. That numbness you've grown used to. I feel it. And I did not bring you this far just to stir emotion. I came to transform. I came to heal. I came to flood you from the inside out with the fullness of who I am. Not just to comfort you, but to inhabit you. Let me pour into the places you've kept guarded, the compartments in your soul where you whispered, I can't go there again. It hurts too much. Let me go there. I will not harm you. I will hold you. I will not rush you. I will remain. I am patient. I am gentle. But I am persistent. Because I love you too much to leave you with a half-healed heart. I am not here to patch you. I am here to restore you. Not just the version of you the world sees, but the deep, holy, eternal you. The version of you that carries my breath, my likeness, my purpose. Let me set you free. From fear disguised as control, from bitterness disguised as boundaries, from weariness disguised as strength. You've held so much for so long. I can feel the tightness in your spirit, like a clenched fist in your chest. Breathe now. Let go. Let my spirit come in like a wind and clear what has become clutter. Let me awaken the soft places in you again, your tenderness, your trust, your tears. There is no shame in them. I gave you tears. I gave you depth. I gave you sensitivity, not to make you weak, but to make you dangerous in the spirit. For where others pass over pain, you feel it. Where others turn away, you intercede. That is not a flaw. That is an anointing. Even now my spirit is washing over you. Can you feel it? That warmth rising in your chest, that release behind your eyes, that wave moving through you, where words cannot explain, but your heart says, this is him? That is me. That's my touch. Not to impress you, but to indwell you. I'm not just visiting, I'm filling. And as I fill you, I'm emptying what no longer belongs. Shame has no room here. Condemnation must leave. Anxiety cannot stay. Every voice that has haunted your sleep, every lie that has echoed in your soul, every weight that has sat on your shoulders, right now, I lift it. I declare over you, you are clean. You are whole. You are mine. My spirit is not a guest. It is your inheritance. And I say to you now, child of promise, drink deeply. Let me baptize your emotions. Let me purify your memories. Let me refresh your body, your breath, your thoughts. This is not hype. It is holy habitation. I want to rest upon you in such a way that even your silence carries power, that even your presence shifts rooms, that even your tears birth atmospheres of healing. You are being reborn, not into religion, not into performance, but into communion, into life with me, every day, every breath, every moment. This is the kind of transformation that cannot be reversed. You are no longer the same. There's something new in you now, something burning, something rooted, something that says, I will never walk without him again. That, my child, is what I've been waiting for. Not perfection, but union. Not striving, but surrender. I will now begin to speak to you in greater clarity. Dreams will return. Tears will flow more freely. Your body will feel lighter. You will sense me in spaces where you once felt numb. You will find yourself worshiping when no one is watching. You will speak life without thinking twice. You will begin to love people who once triggered your pain. This is not emotionalism. This is transformation. I have turned the soil of your soul, and now I will plant in you the seeds of new life, seeds of gentleness, seeds of endurance, seeds of wisdom. Seeds of fire. And oh, the fire. You thought you had lost it, didn't you? You thought the flame had gone out. But look at you now, burning again, quietly, but deeply. And this time, not for a moment, but for a lifetime. I am sealing this in you, not with a feeling, but with a presence. You will not go back. You cannot go back. I have touched your spirit in a way that marks eternity. The old has passed away. The new is here. And you are being made whole in me. Let this be your new foundation, spirit and truth, presence and purpose, fire and peace. You are no longer just waiting for revival. You are carrying it. You are no longer just praying for change. You are becoming it. And everywhere you go, you will carry the fragrance of this encounter. Not because you're trying, but because I have filled you, fully, freely, forever. Because still you, I want to use. Now, my child, let these final words anchor your spirit. You have heard me speak. You have felt my presence. You have walked through fire, silence, correction, and glory, and now you stand at the edge of a new beginning. I have not only called you, I have equipped you. I have not only restored you, I have reignited you. You are not the same one who began this conversation. You are standing taller now, not because of pride, but because you remember who you are. You are mine, chosen, marked, sent. The weight you once carried has been exchanged for something far greater, authority. The doubt you once wrestled has been overtaken by truth. The fear that held your future hostage has now been replaced by fire. And though you may still have questions, though the journey ahead may still carry mystery, let this be your unwavering clarity. I am with you. I go before you. I walk beside you. I breathe within you. You will no longer live in hiding. You will no longer silence your voice. You will no longer defer your obedience. For I have placed a fire in your bones that cannot be ignored. You will speak when I speak. Move when I move. And even when your steps feel small, they will shake the ground of the invisible. You are being sent. Not later, but now. And as you go, you will remember this. It was never about your perfection. It was about your surrender. You are ready, not because everything is easy, but because everything in you is aligned. Your yes has reached the heavens. Your posture has touched my heart. And I now release you into the days that were written with purpose. Days of favor. Days of clarity. Days of unexpected confirmation. Days where you will look around and say, surely the Lord is in this place. Do not look back. Do not second guess. Do not entertain the voice that tries to drag you into shame or delay. That season is over. The old labels have been burned. The old patterns broken. The old fears silenced. You're not returning. You're rising. You're not repeating. You're rebuilding. And everything you touch in obedience will carry the evidence of my Spirit. You have been anointed for impact. Your name is known in heaven. Angels have been assigned. The oil has been poured. The commission is real. And the time is now. Arise, beloved. You carry more than you realize. You're the answer to someone's cry. You're the sign someone has been asking for. You're not small in the Spirit. You're not forgotten in the kingdom. You're not delayed in the plan. You're right on time. Now walk. Walk in peace, walk in confidence, walk in truth, walk in fire, walk in the name that is above every name. You are not walking alone. You are walking with me. And from this day forward, every step you take will echo with purpose. Because still you I want to use, and now I send you. Amen. If this message ignited something in your spirit, if you know God was speaking directly to you, declare it publicly and prophetically, chosen for fire. Let it be your amen in the open. Send this video to someone who feels forgotten by God. You may be the answer to the silent cry they haven't had the strength to pray out loud. If you want to keep receiving messages like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Not out of habit, but out of hunger. Because God is still speaking, and this is one of the places where His voice is flowing.